Hello boys and girls, it's Miss Krista. I'm here again to share another message with you. I hope that you're all doing well and enjoying the sunshine. Today we will learn about how God is miraculous. The word miraculous means amazing, like a miracle. This means that God can do anything that He wants, and He does the most amazing things that we could ever imagine. The Bible tells about so many times that God showed that He's miraculous. First, God made the whole world and all of the animals and the plants and the water. He even made us. God is miraculous. God also made people get better when they were sick and come back to life after they had died. Can you think of some amazing things that you know that God has done? Pause the video and think for a moment. God is miraculous, and sometimes God does His miracles through us. God works through people all the time to do amazing things that are impossible for people to do without God. In today's Bible lesson, we will learn about a miraculous thing that God did, and He worked through a man named Paul. Let's watch a video and find out what it was.
On a Sunday, long ago, Paul was doing what he did best, telling people about Jesus. Because Paul was planning on leaving the next day, he kept on talking until midnight.
Whoa, midnight? And I thought the services at my church were long.
Well, anyhow, the people were all together in a room upstairs, and they had all the lights on.
Probably to try to keep those poor people awake all night to listen to him.
Well, in the upstairs room, a young man named Eutychus was sitting in an open window.
Whoa, my mom would never let me do that. No way, Jose. But then again, my mom didn't name me Eutychus.
She didn't name you Quiet either.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. As Paul continued talking, Eutychus started to fall asleep. Finally, he fell sound asleep and fell out the window.
Ouch, I bet that left a mark.
From the third floor.
Third floor? We've been on the third floor this whole time? He fell into a haystack or something, right?
He was dead.
What? Dead? You didn't tell me somebody was gonna die. I want a new narrator.
Now hold on there. It gets better. Just give me a minute. Paul went down to Eutychus, knelt beside him, and put his arms around him. Paul said, "Don't worry. He is alive now."
What? Just like that, Paul brought him back to life?
Well, God brought Eutychus back to life, but He often does His miracles through people. This time, He used Paul. Then Paul went back upstairs, ate breakfast, and went on telling people about Jesus.
The kid didn't get back in the window, did he?
They probably found him a chair this time. By the time Paul left in the morning, everyone was full of life, in more ways than one.
That's a really cool part of the Bible. Do you think Eutychus got grounded when he got home? They probably took away his cell phone.
Well, even if he did get grounded, he was still alive, and everyone was happy about that. God can do some amazing things through some very ordinary people.
Do you think God has anything amazing in store for me?
In today's Bible story, Paul was preaching to a group of people really late into the night. A man named Eutychus fell asleep on the windowsill and He fell out the window and died. Thankfully, God worked through Paul to bring Eutychus back to life. I want you to try something with me. Can you close your eyes first stand up and close your eyes and not move your feet for 30 seconds. Let's see. I'm going to set my timer for 30 seconds. So I want you to stand up and close your eyes with your feet close together and try not to move for 30 seconds. It might be hard. You might feel like you're starting to lose your balance. Don't peek. Keep your eyes closed. This might be how Eutychus probably felt after listening to Paul for so long. Remember to keep your eyes closed. That's it. 30 seconds. So could you do it? Could you stand and keep your eyes closed for 30 seconds? It may have been very hard. You probably felt like you were losing your balance or wobbling a little bit. It's hard to do that. And that's probably what Eutychus felt like as he was listening to Paul talk. Even though he may have wanted to hear what Paul had to say, he got very sleepy and it was hard for him to stay awake. So when he fell asleep, we're going to pretend that this balloon is Eutychus, and when he fell asleep in the window, he fell a long way down and died. That must have been very scary for everyone to see. But God worked through Paul, and he went down and he found Eutychus's broken body, and he held it and squeezed it tight, right? And God worked through Paul to heal Eutychus. So he came back to life and was whole again. God is miraculous, and he can do miraculous things. As the narrator said in the movie, we don't want to let the air out of Eutychus. As the narrator said in the movie, God can do some amazing things through ordinary people. And he might just have some amazing things to do through you. Our next activity is thinking about the things that God can do through us. So let's take a look at this picture. This man looks sick. What can you do for a friend who is sick? Maybe make them some hot tea or soup, or bring them a blanket or something that they may need. When we look for people who are sick and try to help them, God can work through us, maybe to cheer them up or to give them something that they need. How about this little boy here? He seems lonely, don't you think? How can you help a friend who is lonely? Maybe invite them to play. Maybe write them a letter or draw them a picture. Are there any other ideas you can come up with? When we look for people who are lonely and we invite them to play, God can work through us, maybe to help them feel loved and included. And the last picture that I have is a person who looks hungry. What can you do to help someone who would be hungry? Maybe share a snack with them or make them a meal. When we look for people who are hungry and we share some food with them, God can work through us. And he might, when we help people like that, that might be the first meal that they've had in a long time. So those are 3 ideas of ways that you can help and ways that God can work through you to help other people, just like God worked through Paul to help heal Eutychus and bring him back to life. That's the lesson for today, but I do have an art project, and if you want to do that, here's a couple of things that you will need. We are going to make some flowers to give to somebody in need. So somebody who is sick or maybe lonely or just needs a smile. So if you'd like to make these flowers, you will need coffee filters. You'll probably want 2 to 3 of them. Some pipe cleaners. If you don't have pipe cleaner, popsicle sticks could work for a stem too. Some markers. The markers just have to be washable markers. They can't be permanent. And then you will want some type of plastic bag or a baking sheet. And that's just to spray, you need some water, to spray our coffee filters. And we'll learn about that in a moment. So if you would like to make some paper flowers, go ahead and pause the video and get everything that you need. The first thing you want to do is lay out your bag or your cookie sheet. Take one of your coffee filters and smooth it out on top of it. Then take your washable markers and make whatever design you would like on your coffee filter. You could make dots, dashes, you could make a rainbow, but you want to use lots of colors. I'm just making a design on mine. Again, you can make anything that you want. Once you have your design made, and you can pause the video if you need more time, you'll want to take a spray bottle of water and go above the coffee filter, and you're just going to spray it a few times. You don't want to get it too wet, just a couple times. And if you see, if you watch, the colors will start to run. After that, you're going to want to set your coffee filter off to the side to dry a little bit. So you can make as many as you would like. After the coffee filter has dried, you will take it and you're going to squish it back up into a flower shape. So you just hold it in the middle, push up the sides. And then I like to twist a little bit at the bottom, I think it holds the flower together better. And if you want, you can even take a piece of tape, just a small one, and tape the bottom of your flower so that it stays. Oops. Then you can take your pipe cleaner and wrap it around the bottom of your flower, just in circles. You can go around as many times as you like. The more times you go around, the stronger it will hold onto your flower. And then you can fluff out the top of your flower. Here's an example of the one that I made earlier. Once the coffee filter dries, you can see all the colors come out, and it looks like a flower. Then you can make your bouquet and give it to somebody who needs a smile. Thank you for joining me today, friends. And remember, God is miraculous, so He can do anything He wants to help take care of people and make them feel loved. And when we look for ways to help people, God works through us.